the time that I found out I was pregnant with this little guy. Okay, so when I first thought that I was pregnant, I would say it was about a month or so before I actually found out. And I had my friend Sam buy me a pregnancy test because I was a little worried. I hadn't had my period and it just seemed a little off because I was usually very, very, very regular. So when I took the test, it didn't seem like I was pregnant. Like there was nothing that made me think, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. So I think about a couple weeks went by and nothing happened. So obviously your girl didn't think that she was pregnant, and I was partying it up for my sister's graduation. And let me tell you, I was sick because a couple things happened and no. So a little while after that, I was attending Fresno City College, and I was on my way over there when we drove past a Popeyes, and I felt sick, nauseous from just smelling the chicken, for real. But again, I didn't really think anything of it because I had been feeling sick already. I'm back. The baby wanted his bottle. So we had went to Fresno City and we were waiting for our class to start, and we were just sitting in the planner, not in the planner, on the planner with our friends just talking, and I felt sick again. And I told my boyfriend that I was like, I need to take a test. Like, I feel too sick. This isn't normal because I usually never feel like this, so we need to take a test ASAP. So that day, like later that evening, we took a test and we were just waiting, obviously, because you need to wait a couple minutes to find out. And when we turned it over, it was dark already. Like, there was no going back from that. So I'm sitting on the toilet, like, in shock because what am I gonna do? I'm only 19 years old. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I don't know how I'm gonna tell my parents. Like, what? So I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm talking to my boyfriend and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna have a baby. Like, how do we tell our parents? Well, I was just like, I guess I just gotta go tell her, because I lived with my mom at the time. So I went out there with my pregnancy test in my hand and my mom was on the computer, and I was just like, Mom, guess what? And she was like, you're pregnant. But she didn't even look at me, and I was like, I stood silent. I was just standing there, like, and she looked at me and she was like, what? And I was like, we're gonna have a baby. And I showed her my pregnancy test. And she was like, is this a joke? And I was like, no, this is not a joke. I'm pregnant. And she said, oh my gosh, we're so broke. And she was like, for real, crying. But she was just kidding. She just was in shock, I guess. So I sat on her lap and she was just like, I want to punch Steven in the face so bad right now. And of course my boyfriend was like, okay, do it. Like, you could do it. It's okay. I understand. But she didn't. So we're sitting there and we're just all in shock that we're going to have a baby. Because that was just so crazy that we were going to have a baby. Like, it was so surreal. So then my stepdad wasn't home, so we decided that we were gonna tell him, but we tried to be all fancy about it, not tell him, but tell him at the same time. So we had an idea. Oh my gosh, it did not work. Our idea was we were gonna play Ice Ice Baby and have ice and point at my stomach to tell him that we were having a baby. And we tried it But he did not get it, obviously. He's older, so it was like, So when he didn't get it, when we did the little skit, I threw ice at him. And I told him that we're having a baby. And it was just like that. I think the scariest part for me was telling my dad. It was pretty good, I guess. He was kind of in shock, and so was my stepmom. But everyone throughout the whole pregnancy was super excited. My dad actually bought his first little outfit, and from then his little theme has always been elephants. Oops, we just showed his stomach. But he's always been our little peanut. And elephants have always been his thing. And we're just so excited that he's here. My little baby is 6 months. And honestly, it's been the best journey having my son around. Yeah, his new thing is learning to scream. Anyways, it's been awesome having him here. He was a big baby. He came out 10 pounds, 9.5 ounces, 22 inches long. So a little baby was big. This definitely was the right theme for him because he was a little elephant.